Alright guys, so in the garage now finally. Just did a little quick cleanup, trying to make more space. We have a few things that we're gonna do. I just showed you guys unboxing thermostat housing. One piece is missing. So I've already sent the email to Amazon and the distributor, but I mean, what are you gonna do? It's not gonna stop us because the part that's leaking, I think, is coming from this section on the one that's on the car, so not a huge deal. Got a new set of 3D printed Kanye shades, as they call them, and the intake pipe has been fairly dried. Also, we have the trans brace is dry, freshly painted, all black. I was gonna put maybe a decal on it or something, but who cares? That'll go in. I have the hardware for that. Now we are going to tear into the motor, since Isaiah's claiming he didn't want to go to the gym today, so I'll go later on. So I have a couple hours now. Pull the old thermostat housing out and get it all cleaned up and get it set to install the new parts, which I'll probably end up doing tomorrow. And let's get started. Really never gets old. Oh, ignore this. I was messing around with the headlights, trying to put LEDs in. I'm just gonna have to buy new bulbs and maybe eventually new headlights, because the housing on the inside is a little shaky, or I'll have to take these apart and fix them. But anyway, leaky culprit. I don't know if you guys can see where it was leaking from. Right there, it's dripping. And it's coming down from right under here. So I have to pull all this out, pull the hoses off. Hopefully I can get to it without taking off the engine cover and all this other stuff, even though I know it's easier. Pull the crack pipe out and start swapping the parts out. So let's get started. Come to the conclusion, I don't think I'm gonna film a lot of this process because I want to kind of like go through it pretty quickly. But the major steps, just to help anybody out who has a VR who's looking to do this, I'll probably go over the main points. I know some of you guys like to see the step-by-step, but sometimes I really just want to tear into it and just get a move on. Maybe I can set the tripod up to just record as I go to work. This little cap, a lot of people asked about this. You can get this on Euro Tuning. I think it's like 13 bucks. Disconnect all your plugs. I'm not gonna drain the lower rad hose, just because the water that's in the radiator, you know, most of it probably will end up staying. Just whatever water leaks out from here when I take this off, whatever's in the motor, that's gonna come out. So I'm not too worried about it. I'll start loosening all your clamps and pull all your clamps off. All your hoses off. Okay, so change in plan. Since the area where it was leaking looked to be around this area of the thermostat housing, the part that they didn't send me, I am now going to I'm going to take this part off, keep the rest of the housing on the motor to see, because there's no leak and it's sealed pretty good. Take this section off, which allow me to get the crack pipe off, and then put the new O-rings on the crack pipe and put this back on. I think what happened is I had issues with getting a piece of hose on here, so I trimmed this a little bit. So probably that's where I'm getting a little bit of the leak from. But what I'm gonna do is take this off, get the crack pipe sealed on, and when they send me the new piece, swap this back on, because it'll have a fatter barb here, and that will stop water from getting by, and I'll just replace that. If I have any issues in the future, then I'll replace the rest of the housing, but I doubt I will. Now I can tell why it was leaking, because the O-ring got pushed out. There's just a lot of sealant I tried to use on there, this stuff right here, after the fact, but the O-ring got pushed out, and that's why it was leaking. So swap in a new O-rings, get this thing back in, and we should be good to go. Wife just got home from work. She's just sitting in a car staring. You can't see you. Can't see you. Let's see if she gets out of the car. There's her hand waving right there. I don't think she's gonna get out of the car. So this is my gift for parking in a new spot today at work. Some bird just absolutely destroyed the car. I don't know, man. This is why I hate birds. Absolutely hate birds. What's going on, guys? Back again. Same video. Different vlog? Same vlog. I'm not sure. Either way, it's Friday. Gonna get ready to start tearing into the Mk5. Gotta get the headliner out and get it re-wrapped. I have some headliner material up here. Whoa. Come on. Some black headliner material right here. That's what we're gonna use. Like I said earlier, I think I said earlier in the clip, I was gonna do the A, B, and C pillars black, but I'm not gonna have her driving around with the smell of the dye in her car. So just gonna be the headliner, because her headliner is falling apart. I'm pretty sure she didn't clean out the car. If she sees this, she'll probably be mad, but you can see it's hanging over there, the back edge. Volkswagen really lost it with the, like, look at this, come on, pulling up from the seam. So basically what I gotta do, get all the pillars down, all the OS handles, visors, center console, lights and stuff, and get this headliner out and get it completely taken off and shaved off, which I'll go through once I have it out and on the table inside the garage. Alright, I already have that one off. So to pull your A-pillars off, the airbag sign, the little stamp or plug is right there. You just gotta pry it off, and then there's a T25 screw in there you're gonna want to undo. Come on, little buddy. Yeah, center console with that. Then the rest of this will just pull down. Just pull down and out, pretty much. And out it comes. Okay, well, as you can see, all the pillars have been dropped. There's a T25 screw in each pillar right behind the ABS tag. I found it easy to just stick a tool like this. You can't see, it's kind of dark. Trim tool like this from the top part. Just push in and they'll pop right out. That's where the release clip is. Right at the top, push in, it'll pop right out. I did in fact break one of them. Not a huge deal. And once you take the screw out, they'll just pop out. Now we're gonna do the OS handles, visors, center console, and we'll continue. All right, mirrors are a T20. I used the T15 because I couldn't find my T20. Came right out, no problem. There's screws behind the holders here. The lights just pop out. You could just pull them out and disconnect them. And then, from what I remember, in the CC, you pop this panel off and there's two screws here. Pop this panel off and there's gonna be two more screws here, and then this whole assembly above your head just pretty much falls right out. So let's get to work. Okay, so from what I've seen, I think I have all the screws out for this headliner. You have T20s and the visors, the clips here, two in each OS handle. Yeah, I think that's it. I'm gonna try and pry down the center console bit here, and then start popping loose the headliner. Oh, and I have to get the light out back there. All right, headliner's down, loose. Now the hard part is getting it out of the car. I'm gonna try the same way I did it with the CC and out of the back driver side door. You're gonna have to manipulate the seats to get as much room as you can, and you might have to taco this thing. Hopefully not too much, but it's a pain. Volkswagen, you messed up. This headliner business, you messed up. Got it out. Looks all trashed in here a little bit. There's the carpet stains everywhere. You are gonna have to bend the edges to get it out, unless you want to do it the way that they recommend, which is removing the front windshield, which I'm not gonna do. So it's out. Main thing is, if you have a sunroof, you want to make sure you just don't bend the frame of the sunroof. It can be fixed. It happened to me on the CC, but you know, it is what it is. So we'll get this off. All this stuff has to get scraped off, and we will keep it going. All right, now you're gonna want to be careful with the headliner while you're doing it, and check for pins like this gigantic safety pin that your wife put in there to hold up the headliner. Get that out of the way. So you just want to be careful, because these headliners now, a lot of the electrical connections for the wiring for the lights and stuff is underneath. There's a lot of bracing. If any of your bracing falls off, just try to glue it back. You can just glue it back in the location. It's not a big deal. Hot glue, silicone, whatever. It's not that big of a deal, as long as, like I said, try to protect the frame of the sunroof, because there's a small thin metal ring that goes around it. Everything else is pretty much self-explanatory. So we have to peel off the old fabric, and then all this brown stuff has to come off. This all has to be scraped off. If you don't get every last bit of that off, your new headliner will fail. The glue will have nothing really to stick to, and then you'll be doing this over again for a second time, which you definitely do not want to have to do again. I know I don't. The first layer of dead foam is coming off. Like I said earlier, you have to make sure you get all this stuff off, otherwise your new headliner will fail. So it's good to just go over it one big pass, get all the big stuff off, and then go over it again, probably with a brush or another scraper, and make sure everything comes off. How's it feel to be working on your own stuff? Huh? Speechless. She's doing good. She did most of it already. I'm over here making sure, doing small areas, but she did most of the scraping. I'll just go back over it tonight and get ready for the gluing and stuff tomorrow morning early. Hopefully I don't sweat and die. I'm kind of sweating right now, just a little bit.
Me too.
But was it?
I said me too, just a little bit. It's hot in here.
I know. Next house, AC in the garage. Oh, you guys are here. Early in the morning, sun's out. It's about to start baking. So let's get started with the rest of this headliner. Alright, so yesterday got a lot of it cleaned off, majority of it actually. Just a little bit more cleaning to get done. Some areas, most of the foam is off. As you can see, we're gonna get ready to a little bit more cleanup, and then we'll lay the glue down, get the fabric rolled out, and wrap it. This doesn't seem too much of a difficult one to do. Normally the OS handles The recesses give you a little bit of a problem, but they don't look too deep. This might be a little bit of a trouble area, but not too much. So it shouldn't be too bad. The problem is getting it back in the car. That's the problem. Well, I've learned my lesson. I bought this roll a couple years ago. Did the CC, and according to the measurements, it should have been enough to do 2 cars. I guess the CC was bigger than I thought. And this is all I have left, so I will be obviously going to buy more headliner material today. That sucks. I'm gonna have to wait till Melly gets back because she took the GTI to the store so she can make breakfast. Funny thing about that, yesterday she took the car, went to church last night, and she came and she's just telling me this morning how she's like, your car's fast. I'm like, it's not really fast, it's stock GTI, but she's like, it's fast. I like it. Like, now she wants one. So we'll see how this is gonna go. So Hobby Lobby is the first store. That's a strikeout. They have a lot of fabric, but nothing with the foam backing, and I like using foam backed fabric for headliners because it just looks a little bit better, and it hides any like imperfections that might occur when getting such a big headliner back into a car. So off to Joann's in Kissimmee. Got another 20-minute ride, so let's get there. Something you definitely don't see every day. It's different. Walking out of Joann's like a boss. 2.5 yards. Paid only $20-something with a 40% coupon, discount coupon. If you're ever gonna buy fabric, always check online. You can always find a Joann's coupon 40% off. It's like just whenever, like it's always 40% off regular price items. So it's like it's a huge savings just all the time. Wait a minute. All right. Let's get home. I'm starving, and I still have to get this headliner back in today. And if I do it fast enough, we can go and roll with Christian to get his engine picked up, because the Vr6 is done and he's gonna go pick it up today. So let me hurry home. Technically I would have probably almost been done getting ready to put this headliner back in the car already, but had to drive all the way to Kissimmee to get more fabric. But I got tan, so that's a plus. So now the interior is gonna pretty much look as stock as possible. See you back at the garage. All right, so these are the 2 pieces that popped off when I was getting the headliner out. These 2 back pieces. So I just used some automotive goop to glue them back. Hopefully they hold. I don't know if they're gonna hold. Should probably put some weight on them. I don't really have any. Find something to put on them. Like that. It helps the glue set. And then we'll flip it over in like 10 minutes and start wrapping. All right, laid out the fabric. As you can see, I did a 2.5 yards just so I would have more than enough, and I do. Gotta be careful with these cars because the tail ends stick way far out past. So just center it up as much as possible. Try to have even lengths on either end, so when you go to wrap it, you won't run out of material. So what I'm gonna do now is I like to fold it in half. I'm gonna work on the back half first and then work your way forward That way you have enough fabric to go around, and it's easier to work in small sections than it is the whole giant piece. So I'll go about here. I'll spray all this down, spray a generous amount on the liner itself, then on the fabric, wait till it tacks up, let it dry, and then roll it over and smooth it out into all the edges. Cut out your major holes, and that's it. Speaks for itself. It's not a very hard job. Alright, headliners laid down. Some creases, some stuff that'll loosen up over time with the heat. Now I'm just gonna let the glue dry. Then I'll go back, trim the holes, flip it over, and get the other ends, get the back side here to wrap it around. Do that, and then we'll let that dry. I'll let it cure probably for 30 minutes to an hour, and then we'll be ready to go back in the car. Hopefully it doesn't get messed up with me fighting to get it back in the car, so I don't know, otherwise I'll be doing this all over again. I mean, I hate doing headliners. I really don't like having to do them, especially on these newer cars, but what we had in there was trash, so hopefully this will be better than that. Alright, headliner looks dry for the most part. It's time to put it back in and try to get it in without tearing anything up. Did the best I can. Some areas like back here have an issue a little bit there. This crease. But hopefully that'll work its way out in time. So let's get it in. Not looking forward to this at all. If I can get away without doing another headliner in a 4-door Mark 5 and up, I'll be happy. Making progress. I feel like crap. No energy. I don't know, it's because of the no sugar thing, or I ate a sandwich yesterday. People still speed through the speed bumps. I'm not feeling too great, but the headliner is back in. I'm securing the rear, the back, and you can see it's in there. It's not hanging. I think I'm gonna drink a Gatorade or something. See how I feel.
I'm
so
here.
There's that. Hold on. So I have to deal with that now, or at a later date. I think at a later date is what I'm gonna do, because I'm just not having it right now. Christian's back. Mr. AKA Mr. Korea. He's back. I think he brought a horse. I'm not sure why.
Dude, I'm still tired from Korea.
But he brought a
better than that, Greg. Actually, honestly, I'm hoping I strapped it in well. I just hope when I open it up, it's not on the ground.
That would be bad.
I was scared the whole time driving here. I was.
I mean, you tied it down, I hope.
Very tight.
Huh. So he bought a horse, and he brought a horse to my house. I'm not sure why he did that.
I'm still a little nervous to open it up and see. Please just don't be on the floor.
It's a motor. Hurry up.
Hey.
Give me a break.
Okay, we're good. Okay, go ahead.
Alright, let's see what we got here.
Just some beer, sick.
These cameras don't show too good in the dark. Oh, okay. I get it. Okay, it's a VR motor. Great. Everybody has one.
Get out of my trailer, Greg. I'm going home with you. Get out of my trailer. Nope.
It looks good.
Yeah, you did a good job. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, so headliner's just about done. All I have to do is that one side visor, and the rest of the OS handles had some issues, but for being what it was and how it is, it looks 100 times better than it did earlier this morning and or yesterday. So that's gonna be it for today. I have some things I gotta go do, so I gotta leave, and sometime during the week I will finish off the rest of the headliner and get it done. I'm gonna just end the video here. I'm not gonna do anything else, so like, subscribe, share with your friends and your buddies, and I'll see you guys next time in the garage. Peace.